Jeff Bennett on the NewsHour tonight. Former President Trump's sentencing in his hush money case is delayed until after the election. How that could affect the presidential race.
The United States adds a modest number of jobs in August, but the unemployment rate falls, painting a mixed picture of the overall economy.
The issue that we've been grappling with for a little bit now is the job market is cooling, but it was started from a level that was probably too hot.
And with many schools in ruins, teachers in Gaza struggle to educate children in tents and makeshift classrooms.
Major funding for the PBS NewsHour has been provided by the ongoing support of these individuals and institutions, and friends of the NewsHour, including Jim and Nancy Bildner, and the Robert and Virginia Schiller Foundation, the Judy and Peter Bloom Kovler Foundation, upholding freedom by strengthening democracies at home and abroad.
The John S. and James L. Knight Foundation, fostering informed and engaged communities. More at kf.org.
And with the ongoing support of these individuals and institutions. And friends of the NewsHour. This program was made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
Welcome to the NewsHour. The 2024 presidential campaign is entering the final weekend before the critical first debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris.
While the vice president huddles with her team for a debate prep, the Republican nominee was in federal court, fighting to overturn a guilty verdict, while another case saw a big delay. John Yang begins our coverage.
The former president began his day with a familiar legal battle.
No one is above the law.
In New York City, Trump and his lawyers asked a federal appeals court to overturn a $5 million verdict that found him liable for sexual abuse and defamation of the columnist E. Jean Carroll. She accused him of raping her nearly 3 decades ago.
Some of you are legitimate.
Today, Trump lashed out against the accusations and once again claimed, without evidence, that the lawsuit was politically motivated.
I'm running for president, and I have all these cases all of a sudden come out. And they're fake cases, and they report back to DOJ.
In another courtroom, a legal win in another case. For now, a Manhattan judge delayed Trump's sentencing in his hush money case until after the November election. It had been scheduled for later this month. By afternoon, Trump was back in a battleground state, North Carolina, making his case to the Fraternal Order of Police.
With your help, we will restore public safety to our streets. We will bring back law and order to our nation.
His Democratic opponent, Vice President Kamala Harris, spent her day in Pittsburgh, out of the public eye, but gearing up for next week's presidential debate. Today, the Harris-Walz campaign announced that in August it had raised a staggering $361 million. That's nearly triple what Trump took from donors in the same month, $130 million. Harris begins the home stretch to Election Day with $404 million on hand to spend.
No office in this
Days after announcing her support for Harris, former Representative Liz Cheney said Harris had the vote of another prominent Republican, her dad.
Do you care to share with us who he might be voting for?
Dick Cheney will be voting for Kamala Harris.
As the campaign enters the final 2-month sprint, voting can officially begin as the first absentee ballots hit mailboxes in North Carolina today. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm John Yang.
I'm Stephanie Tsai with NewsHour West. Here are the latest headlines. The teenager charged in Wednesday's shooting that killed 4 people at Appalachia High School in Georgia made his first court appearance today. So did his father. The two were arraigned separately in back-to-back hearings while families of the victims were seated in the front row. The suspect's father, Colin Gray, faces charges of involuntary manslaughter and second-degree murder for providing a firearm to his son while knowing he was a threat to himself and others. The 14-year-old suspect will be tried as an adult. Both will remain in custody after their lawyers decided not to seek bail. The White House is calling on Israel to investigate the death of an American citizen in the occupied West Bank today. Witnesses say the 26-year-old woman was shot by Israeli troops during an anti-settlement protest. Doctors say she was struck in the head and later died in a hospital. In a statement, the IDF wrote that its forces, quote, responded with fire toward a main instigator of violent activity who hurled rocks, and that it's looking into reports that a foreign national was killed. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said U.S. officials are gathering more information on what happened.
We deplore this tragic loss. I have no higher priority than the safety and protection of American citizens around the world, wherever they are. Something I take with the utmost seriousness. So, as we have more info, we'll share it, make it available, and as necessary, we'll act on it.
Meanwhile, Israel appears to have withdrawn from several West Bank refugee camps after a military operation that lasted more than a week and left dozens dead. Residents of the Jenin camp described the destruction as the worst they've ever seen. Israel says it was targeting militants to curb attacks against its civilians. A Pakistani citizen was arrested in Canada this week for allegedly plotting to kill Jews in New York City. The U.S. Department of Justice alleges Mohammed Shahzeb Khan began posting on social media about his support for ISIS last November, telling 2 undercover officers about a coordinated assault using AR-style rifles. The attack was supposedly planned for around October 7th of this year, the anniversary of the first Hamas attack on Israel. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin says the U.S. will provide $250 million in additional weapons to Ukraine. Austin made the announcement in Germany today. And President Volodymyr Zelensky once again pushed for permission to use long-range weapons to strike targets deeper inside Russia. U.S. officials fear such attacks could escalate the war. Speaking to reporters today, Austin defended the administration's position.
The Secretary.
We said all along, Uta, there's no one capability that will, in and of itself, be decisive in this campaign. Each time we point out that it's not just one thing; it's a combination of capabilities and how you integrate those capabilities to achieve objectives.
The Chinese government says it will no longer allow international adoptions of its children, except in the case of blood relatives adopting a child or stepchild. A Chinese foreign ministry said the decision is in line with the spirit of relevant international conventions. The U.S. State Department says it's seeking clarification on how the decision will affect hundreds of American families with pending applications. Back here in the U.S., President Biden signed an executive order that prioritizes projects with labor agreements, wage standards, and benefits to receive federal grants.
I just have to get it right this time.
What's the problem?
Hey, aren't you the pilgrim they wanted to hang? Man, you were in luck there. I could use some of that luck. I'm Alberto's apprentice. Not for long, probably. It's the third time I'm taking a shot at this test. If I fail again, Craftmaster Alberto's gonna kick me out.
Hey, what's a Craftmaster?
You're not from around here, right? Craftmasters are people who invent new technology, design innovations, all sorts of gadgets that might help in combat. Alberto's the Grand Master around here. Like I said, I'm his apprentice. People laugh at him, that he's slow and not very eloquent, but he's a real friggin' genius.
What's this test about?
Our goats. They're kept in cages because they eat crops. But life in cages makes them sad, and they give less milk. So I came up with the idea of a fence, energized with just a tiny bit of voltage. That would keep the goats under control, but let them produce more milk. I called this invention the electric fence.
So, what seems to be the problem with this invention of yours?
I just need some electric parts. I'll dismantle them for resistors and other useful things. I'm missing a few parts, and they're not that easy to get. I'm worried I won't be ready on time. Maybe you could help me. If you find them for me, I'll give you one of my super cool inventions.
Nothing to do with goats, I hope.
Nah, something much more interesting. You'll see. As far as I know, they could be found in two places. One's an old hardware store on Fitzwilliam Place, near the water tower. Alberto says they'll be there for sure. But it's a dark place, full of turned creatures. You have to go there at night.
And the other option?
Whatever's left of military patrols. I know of one place south of Horseshoe. near the old electrical substation.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. But I can't promise anything.
I would be very grateful.
I don't want to marry the first girl I find. She has to have beauty, smarts, and a steady supply of water.
It's for Carlos and his groundbreaking fence. Hope he's still waiting at the bazaar.
No, I cannot take you there. We're in the middle of school right now. No field trips. Here, maybe this studious-looking young man will help.
Get a load of my merchandise, buddy. Amazing design. Kick ass. that rock, right?
What's going on here?
Hello, I'm Henkel. This student here was curious about my lesson today, about when the guns were confiscated in Villador, and what happened afterwards. He wants to light a candle on the site of the March Massacre.
The March Massacre?
Yes. 64 people died that day. Gunned down like sitting ducks. If you want to know more, you should go and see for yourself.
Why can't he?
No one can leave the building while school is in session. Children shouldn't walk around the bazaar on their own.
I thought you'd be more worried about them falling into a dark zone.
Oh, kids nowadays are too smart to fall into a silly hole. Anyway, could you light a candle for him, young man? You might learn something yourself.
Sure, though I was pretty lousy at history.
History is boring when someone tells you about it. It starts being fascinating when you can touch it.
Touch it?
Yes. Take this candle and go to the monument of the World Art Congress. Or what's left of it. It's close by. Contact me when you get there. You'll see what my lesson was about today.
go to the Carnage concert? All the greats will be there.
Looking for a thrill, aren't you? Better keep a close eye on your biomarkers. You're on a night run.
Aiden, you look like you just outran death herself. Are you okay?
Got a gig as a finisher tomorrow. Someone's got to take care of the biters roaming the streets around the bazaar
Aiden,
at
find
dawn.
shelter. You're gonna get drenched in this weather.
Find something you like in the bazaar?
Please, back off. You're making me uncomfortable.
Hey, stop staring at me.
Get out of here, please.
Get out of here, please.
We citizens have seen it all. Why don't you move along, Pilgrim?
Sometimes I can't sleep because of the awful sounds the infected outside make.
Thanks, Aiden. It's nice to have a safe spot in the middle of this chaos.
What is this? Don't tell me you've never seen a flea. Get it off me.
Haven't seen my kids in months.
How can I help
because of
you?
This ridiculous blockade of the center.
Could always use these. Bring more of those. Thought you'd want that back. Yeah, I'll take that. Good trade. Thanks, man.
Fighting for 5 years now, and still no invitation to Carnage
What you
Hall.
want, pal? Come back and see me.
Sometimes I wake up at night and forget the fall even happened. That's fine.
Nothing good. First the drought. Then the deluge. Stresses the grain. Remember what you told me last week?
No, I don't.
Me neither. Thought you'd remember.
You really need to focus.
My sister found some weird tapes inside an abandoned building the other day. Some kind of audio diary from people before the fall.
The order establishes a task force to meet those aims. Critics say the action will increase costs and exclude non-union workers. California Governor Gavin Newsom vetoed a bill today that would have made certain undocumented immigrants eligible for home loans backed by the state. The veto comes a day after former President Trump said he would ban undocumented immigrants from obtaining mortgages if he wins re-election. Newsom said he vetoed the measure for budget reasons. At the Paralympic Games in Paris today, British cycling star Sarah Storey added a 19th gold medal to her storied career. The 46-year-old actually won her first Paralympic gold as a swimmer at the Barcelona Games back in 1992. China set a new world record in the qualifying heat in the 4x100-meter universal relay. They went on to win gold in the event, which features 2 men and 2 women, each with different disabilities. And Team USA's Hunter Woodhall took home gold in the men's 400 meters. His wife, Tara Davis Woodhall, herself a gold medalist in the Paris Games, was there to cheer him on. And a passing of note, celebrated Brazilian musician Sergio Mendes has died. The Grammy-winning pianist, songwriter, and arranger was one of his country's biggest stars, bringing bossa nova to a global audience.
Let me go, please.
His biggest hit was a cover of the song Mas Que Nada with his group Brazil 66. Mendes was still performing in 2023, but spent months dealing with the effects of long COVID before his death. Sergio Mendes was 83. Still to come on the News Hour, David Brooks and Kimberly Atkins Storr weigh in on the week's political headlines. The U.S. Special Envoy for Sudan on global efforts to aid millions of people displaced by the country's civil war. And several deaths at the start of school football seasons raise more questions about the sport's risks.